Hi everyone. Ashford and Simpson were an American couple songwriting, creation, and recording team made out of Nicholas Ashford and Valerie Simpson as entertainers. Ashford and Simpson's most popular two-part harmonies were strong in 1984 and found a fix in 1975. In 1969, they won 3 BMI grants for the melodies Ain't No Mountain Sufficiently High, Ain't Nothing Similar to the Genuine Article, and Your Valuable Love in 1996. They accepted ASCAP's most elevated honor, the Organizer's Grant. They were likewise beneficiaries of the Cadence and Blues Establishment's Trailblazer Grant in 1999 and 2002. They were drafted into the Lyricist Corridor of Distinction. Ashford and Simpson were named for 3 Grammy grants in 2019. They got the Grammy Legal Administrator's Grant. Drifter positioned them at number 19 on its rundown of the 20 biggest couples ever about Ashford and Simpson's initial lives. Nicholas Ashford was brought into the world on May 4, 1941, in Fairfield, South Carolina, and Valerie Simpson was brought into the world on August 26, 1946, in the Bronx, New York City. Nicholas Ashford's family moved to East Lansing, Michigan, where he turned into an individual from Christ Sanctuary Baptist Church. While there, he sang with a gathering called the Hammond Vocalists, which was named after the establishing priest, James Hammond. Later, Nicholas joined in and moved on from Willow Run Secondary School in Yante, Michigan, prior to seeking after his expert profession, where he would at last meet his better half. Valerie Simpson and I met at Harlem's Whitestone Baptist Church in 1964. In the wake of having recorded fruitlessly as a couple, they joined a hopeful independent craftsman and previous individual from the IAT, Joshy Joe Armstead, at the Staff Wandmark, where their pieces were recorded by Ronnie Milsafa. Maxine Brown, as well as the Shirelle, think about who and Hurl Jackson, one more of the triplets' melodies, We Should Go Get Stoned, gave Beam Charles a main US R&B hit in 1966. That very year, Ashford and Simpson joined Uptown, where their best tunes included Ain't No Mountain, Sufficiently High, You're All I Want to Get. There ain't nothing similar to the Genuine Article, and you really connect with someone's hand. Ashford and Simpson composed numerous other hit melodies, including Chaka Khan's I'm Each Lady in 1978, and Is It Still Great to You, initially kept by the team in 1978 and canvassed by Teddy Pendergrass in 1980, about Ashford and Simpson's own lives in 1974. Nicholas Ashford and Valerie Simpson got married, and they had 2 little girls. Nicole Ashford, who was brought into the world in 1975, and Asia Ashford, who was brought into the world in 1987. Nicole graduated from Wesleyan College in 1997. On August 22, 2011, Scratch Ashford passed away from confusion from throat malignant growth at 70 years old in a New York City medical clinic. 4 days before Valerie Simpson's 65th birthday celebration, his marketing specialist Liz Rosenberg said that he had gone through radiation treatment to treat his disease. About Ashford and Simpson's expert vocation, the team basically had 2 professions. One as a fruitful composition and creating group, and the other as vocalists and entertainers themselves. They began their vocation in the mid-1960s, composing tunes for craftsmen. For example, The Fifth Aspect's California Soul. A.R.A. Franklin's Weep Hysterically, and Beam Charles, We Should Go Get Stoned. Their work with Beam Charles carried them to the consideration of M-Town boss Berry Gordy after joining the Mountown staff in 1966. Ashford and Simpson were matched with the vocal couple Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, and they composed Andor, who created everything except one of the last parts of the 1960s Gaye Terrell singles, including hits, for example, the first rendition of Ain't No Mountain, Sufficiently High, Your Valuable Love, Ain't It All Like the Genuine Article, and You're All I Really Want to Get By, as per Marvin Gaye in the book Separate Soul. Valerie Simpson did a large portion of the vocals on the last collection he did with Tammy Terrell, as a way for Terrell's family to have extra pay as she was fighting an eventually lethal mind cancer. Ashford and Simpson composed and created practically every one of the tunes on 3 1970s collections for previous preeminent Diana Ross remembers her most memorable independent collection, Diana Ross, for 1970 Acquiescence in 1971 and The Supervisor in 1979. Each of the 3 collections was widely praised, with Diana Ross making her 1970 collection debut and the manager being affirmed platinum and giving up insured gold. Other M-Town craftsmen who Ashford furthermore Simpson worked with incorporated Gladys Knight and the Pips. Smokey Robinson and the Supernatural Occurrences, Sarita Wright, the Marvelettes, Martha Reeves, and the Velas, the Powerful Bosses, Blinky Williams and the Supremes, with the Four Tops in addition to the creation of a hit front of Phil Ghost Stream, Profound Mountain High. Different specialists with whom Ashford and Simpson had hits were Teddy Pendergrass with the tune Is It Still Great to You, the Siblings, Johnson with the melody Rides a Rocket, Stephanie Plants with the melody Wards Off Young Ladies, Shaka Khan both all alone with the melodies I'm Each Lady in Mists, and with Rufus with the tunes Keep It Coming and Ain't Only a Perhaps. Ashford, what's more, Simpson's profession as a recording craftsman started in the mid-1960s as a feature of the Gospel Bunch. The supporters with whom they recorded the collection Gospel Meeting on Gathering Circle later gave as Meeting the Devotees on Roulette Records. The LP contains their vocals, and furthermore, for Scratch Ashford Creations in 1964, they record Ed, I'll Track Down You as Valerie and Scratch, that was trailed by a few dark singles recorded by Scratch Ashford on the Glover Verve, and a BC Names. For example, It Ain't Similar to That, which was subsequently recorded by Martha Reeves and the VS California Soul and Impasse Kids, supported by his own rendition of We Should Go Get Stoned. Valerie Simpson showed up with Melleray as a feature of the Hard Labor Soul Ensemble on the band's presentation collection Kid Is Father to the Man in 1968. In the wake of focusing on working with different specialists, she was the highlighted soloist on the melody Scaffold over Disturbed Water and What's Happening in the Quincy Jones collections. Gula Matari in 1970 and its follow-up Smackwater. Jack Valerie Simpson in this way recorded two independent LPs from M-Town Uncovered in 1971, and the next year Valerie Simpson incorporated the single Senseless, Wasn't I, which was subsequently tested on 50 Penny's Dearest Companion from the film Get Rich or Bite the Dust Trying. The melody was additionally examined by 10 They Marvel on Miss Senseless, Young Lady in the collection Murray's Retribution. Ashford and Simpson were highlighted singing Determinations from Valerie Simpson's solo collections on the PBS program Soul, facilitated by Ellis Haslip in 1971. Out of 1,973, they left M-Town after the collections Valerie Simpson recorded for the name got unfortunate advancement, and the organization would not deliver a collection of the couple recording an assortment of their most well-known tunes for different specialists. In the wake of joining Warner Siblings, their collection Give Me Something Genuine was delivered in 1973 and continued in 1974 by I Need to Be Egoistical in 1975. Valerie Simpson sang backing vocals on Paul Simon's main hit, 50 Methods for Leaving Your Sweetheart, and in 1976, they delivered Come As You Are. 1977 saw the arrival of two collections. Not terrible, but not great either. Fulfilled and Sent It. This was trailed by the hit singles Send It, Don't Cost You Nothing in 1977, and It Appears to Hold Tight in 1978. Is It Still Great to You? In 1978, I Found a CT in 1979. City Intersection in 1982, and their greatest hit Strong delivered in 1984. Out of 1,978, they were highlighted as performers alongside Shaka Khan on the hit single Stuff Like That from Quincy Jones, Sounds and Stuff Like That collection. And added to the composition of the soundtrack to The Master, the couple showed up as themselves in Nocturne, a 1,986 episode of the well-known TV series. The balancer on his own Scratch Ashford, alongside Straightforward Wilson, delivered the hit I'm Gonna Make You Love You, Me, which Diana Ross and the Supremes kept as a team with the Enticements in 1968. He likewise showed up in the film New Jack City in 1991 as Reverend Oates, an appointed pastor who is essential for Nino Earthy Colored's company. Valerie Simpson's siblings were in the record business too. Beam Simpson supplanted Victor Willis and the Town Individuals, and their sibling Jimmy Simpson delivered The Gathering GQ, which had successes with Disco Night's Rock Oddities, and I Really Do Cherish You, and was an extraordinary man as a blending engineer during the disco period in the last option times. Ashford and Simpson recorded and visited inconsistently, and in 1996 they opened a cafe and live diversion setting called Sugar Bar in New York City with an open mic on Thursday evenings, where entertainers included Sovereign Latifa, Vicky Nail, and Felicia Collins. Ashford and Simpson recorded the collection found with artist Maya Angelou in 1996. Around that time, they were likewise highlighted as circle jockeys on New York radio broadcasts. On August 16, 2006, Playbill Online revealed that they were composing the score for a melodic in light of Ellen Harris' Clever, Undetectable Life. In January 2007, they alongside Tina Turner, Mary J. B.L. Mariah Carey, Sydney Power Chief Spike Lee, and entertainer Chris Rock went with Oprah Winfrey when she opened her administration foundation for young ladies in South Africa, They had started playing out their demonstration in little close scenes, for example, Feinstein's at the Regime in New York and the Raz Room in San Francisco, and in January 2009, they delivered a CD and DVD of their live exhibitions. Named The Genuine Article on June 22 and 2009, they made a visitor execution at a party at Tribe House, New York, to observe Virgin Atlantic's birthday celebration. They likewise showed up in Tokyo, Japan in November 2009 and performed 8 shows in 4 days at Blue Note Tokyo at President Barack Obama's 2009 initiation. Ashford and Simpson modified their melody as strongly as Barack. They devoted it to him at his debut celebrations on August 22, 2011. Scratch Ashford passed on from complexities from throat malignant growth at 70 years old in a New York City medical clinic. Continue to find happiness in the hereafter. Scratch Ashford. You might have gone, yet you won't ever be forgotten. In June 2012, Valerie Simpson delivered another independent collection, Got Back to Dinosaurs, which likewise includes the last recorded presentation of Dina's second 2-part harmony with Roberta Flack and an instrumental adaptation of Simulated Intelligence.